The science of the gut.
Whoa! Look at that!
Science Club for Girls Life. Let's all take one deep dive into the world of science, technology, engineering, and math. Get your safety goggles, 'cause we're making things explode. Science is so fun, so let's take it on the road. Meet a young scientist just like you and learn all about what they do. We'll even learn science that's in the news through one-on-one interviews with SCMG Live and friends. Experimenting never ends. Now let's see what's in store. Just press play and get ready to explore. Ho, 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 hey, hey. Ho, 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 hey, hey, hey.
Hi, young scientists! Oh, I'm so excited for you to join us for today's episode, because on today's episode, our good friends at Finch Therapeutics are here to teach us all about the microbiome.
Whoa! The microbiome. Wait, that's a hard word. What is a microbiome?
Well, that's a great question, Sally. How about we start with something a little bit more familiar, like germs. Have you heard of germs before?
Oh yeah, I know about germs. Sometimes if they go into your body, they can make you sick.
That's right, and germs is just a term that we use to describe teeny tiny little things that can sometimes make us sick. In fact, some germs are also known as bacteria.
Oh, yeah, I know about bacteria. Bacteria are really tiny things, and they could hurt your body.
Well,
I hate bacteria.
You're right that they're small, Sally, but not all bacteria are bad. In fact, we have so many good bacteria inside of our stomachs and our bodies that help our bodies to function properly. And the collection of these bacteria in our stomachs is known as the microbiome. That confusing word from the very beginning of the episode. Yep, and the microbiome is super cool because it helps us to digest food and boost our immune systems and to help fight off diseases.
Whoa! So bacteria aren't just bad. They're sometimes really helpful for our bodies. And the collection of bacteria in our stomach is known as microbiome. Wow, Hannah, I'm really learning so much. Wow, I just want to learn more.
Me too, Sally, and I have a feeling that our friends at Finch can help us to learn all about the microbiome, our digestive system, and more about healthy bacteria. Should we get started?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Woo!
Everybody poops. It's a fact of life. But have you ever wondered where it comes from? Today we're going to work together to find out. But first, let's gather all of our supplies. For this activity, we'll need orange juice, water, a plastic or paper cup, some crackers, bananas, scissors, snip, snip, a Ziploc bag, a paper cup that you will cut a little hole or X in the bottom of, a bowl, an old pair of tights, and that's it. So this Ziploc bag is going to represent our stomach, and boy oh boy, this stomach is hungry. What do we have for snacks, Maddie? Today we're going to be eating a banana and some crackers. Yum yum. Get every piece. We're hungry. For this activity, our hands will act as our teeth as we chew. And you can hear the crackers getting all chewed up. All right, so now let's break down that food even more. This water represents saliva in our mouth. All right, you're still chewing. Yeah, still chewing. Saliva contains tons of enzymes that are used to break down our food into digestible pieces. And enzymes are proteins that are one of the main building blocks of our bodies. They help to speed up chemical reactions that break down the food. Next, we move on to the stomach. And this orange juice represents stomach acid. Add it, add it to the bag. Make sure you're over a bowl. All right, so the stomach acid breaks down those chewed up bits even further with help from contracting stomach muscles, tossing the food around. Once our food is small enough in small enough pieces, it's time to move to the intestines, the next part of the digestive system. In this activity, the tights represent our small intestine. And I'm going to use some scissors to snip a little bit of the bag so that the food can move from the stomach to the small intestine. As the food travels through our intestines absorb nutrients like carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals. You can see them coming out here into the bowl, which represents the body.
Next, grab that paper cup from earlier with the hole or X cut in the bottom. Carefully use scissors to make the hole or X like this if you haven't already. Most of the nutrients should be absorbed at this point.
And what we're left with at the end is more dense and dry. When we reach our large intestines, most of the liquid from the digested food has been absorbed by the body, and the remaining waste in the food cannot be digested. Let's squeeze all of the food from our small intestine into the large intestines. And so what do we do with all the food that can be digested by our bodies? We poop it out. As you learned from Sally and Hannah, the microbiome is the community of tiny bacteria that lives in your gut, which helps to break down and absorb nutrients your body can use. There are trillions of bacteria living in your gut at any time, and different kinds of bacteria play different roles in how they help keep your body healthy. Everything from the regular things that you eat and drink to changes in diet or medicine can affect what kinds of bacteria, good or bad, that are able to live in your gut.
Bacteria are all around us, and while some bacteria stay put and live only in your gut, new bacteria are constantly entering our bodies as we eat, drink, and breathe. These bacteria are called environmental bacteria, and while most are harmless, too many of the wrong bacteria in your body can cause you to get very sick.
This is why eating a balanced diet is so important. As much as you might like junk food from time to time, making sure to eat plenty of fruits and veggies will help to keep the good bacteria in your microbiome happy and healthy.
What kind of foods do you eat each day? Do you only eat cheeseburgers? Or do you eat a balanced diet at each meal?
Hopefully you don't only eat cheeseburgers.
All the meals that you eat have lots of different types of food that the bacteria in your microbiome like to eat as well.
Now let's make a model of our microbiome. For this activity, we'll need 3 different shapes of pasta, 8 different types of beans, and a Ziploc bag. Imagine that the bag is your gut and that each different pasta shape or type of bean is a different bacteria.
These 4 beans represent plant-feeding bacteria. These 3 beans represent meat-eating bacteria. And this bean represents dairy-feeding bacteria.
The pasta are all environmental bacteria, like those you find on a doorknob, on your computer screen, or floating around in the air. Some of these environmental bacteria are bad and others are not. But if your microbiome is not healthy, then the environmental bacteria could take over parts of your gut and cause you to become really sick.
If you eat meat, put some of the meat-feeding bacteria beans into your bag.
If you eat fruits and vegetables, put some of the plant-feeding beans in your bag. If you're a vegetarian and don't eat meat, add some more of each of the plant-feeding beans.
And if you eat dairy, like yogurt, cheese, or drink milk, put some of the dairy-feeding bean types in there as well.
I eat everything, so I'm going to put some of each bean type in my bag, but yours might look different, since we all have different diets and different microbiomes.
Last but not least, let's fill in some of the space in our bag with 10 of each type of pasta which are environmental bacteria.
Wow, my bag has a lot of different things in it.
What does your bag look like now? Is it all one shape of pasta or one type of bean? Or does it contain a mix of shapes, sizes, and colors?
How do you think different numbers of bacteria could affect the health of your microbiome? Let's find out.
I don't feel good.
Oh no! It looks like Steve needs some medicine. Antibiotics are super helpful for fighting off bad bacteria,
Thank you, Dr. Hand.
but they can also hurt the good bacteria in your body. Let's pretend our microbiome bag just got a dose of antibiotics. Completely remove 5 different types of beans from your bag.
How diverse is the microbiome now? Notice how much more environmental bacteria is in your microbiome now compared to the meat, plant, and dairy feeding bacteria.
Luckily for us, the antibiotic worked, curing us of your sudden illness. Unfortunately, it also meant that we totally lost some of the good bacteria groups in our gut.
Now that 5 of your bean types are totally gone from your microbiome bag, they will have a hard time getting back into the bag without some help. Meanwhile, all of the bacteria still present in the bag are able to grow and multiply and fill the empty space.
Let's add a mixed handful of pasta shapes to your bag. With less competition and more space, the environmental bacteria are beginning to take over your microbiome.
Now's the fun part. Let's take out, separate, and count each of the pasta shapes that you have in your bag.
If you have more than 20 of pasta A, then you have diarrhea and are sick because of the bad bacteria.
If you have more than 20 of pasta B, then you have the bad bacteria in your microbiome, but you have no symptoms of being sick yet.
Pasta C is not harmful bacteria, unless they are in very large quantities in your gut. If you have more than 30 of these pasta in total in your bag, then we should call an ambulance for you and your very sick microbiome, ASAP.
In the case that you don't have more than the minimum number of pasta needed to make you sick, then congratulations, you're not sick and don't feel bad at this point. However, now that your microbiome bag is less diverse, you could be more likely to get sick in the future, which could require more antibiotics.
Hopefully, you can see how important it is to keep a balanced microbiome, and then diet you eat plays a big role in that.
I bet now you'll always want to try something new at dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everybody, my name is Sally, and I'm here with my good friend Ayla. Hi Ayla.
Hi, Sally.
Thanks for coming out to the show to talk to us about what you do at Finch Therapeutics.
Thank you for having me here on set with you guys.
What is a microbiome?
Well, a microbiome is a collection of tiny organisms that live in our body.
Tinier than me?
Yes, tinier than you. These organisms help maintain our health and keep us healthy.
Is there something called microbes?
Yes, that's right.
Those are the tiny organisms that are in the microbiome. But are they good or are they bad?
Well, you can have good and bad microbes.
What? How is that possible?
Well, luckily for us, we have a lot of microbes in our microbiome, and all those work together to keep us healthy.
Whoa! So they like fight the other ones? Kind of.
Pretty much, yes.
Wow!
Things like what we eat affect our microbiome.
So if I eat an apple or if I eat a cookie, there will be 2 different kinds of microbiomes?
Yes.
How can kids at home make themselves have good microbiomes?
Well, I would say exercise is a very important part of keeping your microbiome healthy, and eating good things, fruits, vegetables, a good balance of good food is important.
Nice! Wow! And wait, I have another question. I have so many questions today.
Okay.
Do animals have the same microbiomes as humans or puppets?
That's a great question, Sally. That's a great question. Animals can have some of the same microbes or the microbiome as humans. However, they're different species. There may be different species, though.
Species?
Yes.
What's a species?
Well, if you think about it like having a garden, but you have different type of flowers in the garden, that's like different species.
I get it. So every human also has a different set of microbes, right? Because sometimes you eat different kinds of food. Like, sometimes some people will eat a hamburger or some people like to eat spaghetti. So then they'll have different microbiomes, right?
That's right.
Wow. So that's why they're also different, because sometimes we all eat different kinds of things or we live in different places, right?
Yes, people in different parts of the world may eat things we don't eat here in America.
Yeah, that's so true. Wow. Why do you like being a scientist, and how did you decide you're gonna be a scientist?
Well, Sally, I think since I was a kid, I was always doing scientific things. You don't really realize it until you grow up and you learn what science really is.
That sounds like our Science Club for Girls participants who do projects all the time.
I love helping people, and science helps a lot of people.
That's so true. So you think if somebody at home really likes helping people, they want to be a scientist too?
Definitely, that's something they can do. There's many ways you can help people, and being a scientist is one of them.
Thank you so much for answering all my questions today, Ayla.
You're welcome, anytime, and if you have any more questions, I'm here to help and answer.
Wow, thank you. All right, let's wave to everybody. Bye.
Bye!
All right, Hannah, I have to admit, I never thought we would be talking about poop on SCFG Live, but we sure did. There's so much science going on every time we go to the bathroom. Wow!
I couldn't agree more, Sally. And it was really cool to see how what we eat affects our microbiome. It was another great reminder of the importance of having a balanced diet and eating a wide variety of foods.
Oh yeah, our friend the fridge are so cool for teaching us all those facts. Thank you for teaching us so much about our stomachs, our microbiomes, and our digestive systems.
It sure was awesome. Makes me super excited for another episode of SCFG Live next week.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. All right, everybody. See you next week on SCFG Live.
Bye! Science Club for Girls is a nonprofit organization that fosters excitement, confidence, and literacy in STEM for girls and young women from underrepresented communities with free experiential community-based programs. To help keep our programs free, please consider making a donation today. Learn more and donate at scienceclubforgirls.org.